case started back in 2000, and they took two of my kids and then the third one. And during this time, I had to learn how to fight because the attorneys will not fight for your rights.
Justice from the state of Illinois. Justice, did you have a story to tell or a question to ask?
Yeah. My case started back in 2000, and they took two of my kids and then the third one. And during this time, I had to learn how to fight because the attorneys will not fight for your rights, so far as I know. And so there's three things that I've learned during the fighting. The first thing is called mob action. That's all the state players involved. And they file under fraud upon the court. That's all the lies. And then they do it under color of law. It looks like law, smells like law, but it isn't law. And recently that I've seen several different cases, but every action is down a long, cold steel barrel of a gun. In other words, the cops are always there, and they take jurisdiction down that. Not that the parents are going to give them authority to mess with their kids, but they do it anyway because they got the guns. And it's horrible. I just was in a case the other day that I was helping a lady with, and when I went into court, there was at least 4 or 5 sidearms within the courtroom by the law enforcement people that were there. And her argument was that you don't have jurisdiction. I'm not going to consent to your court orders or anything.
And what happened?
And they sidestepped that and said, you don't have an attorney, so we're going to have to assign you an attorney. And so she had just fired one attorney, and now they're going to try to put another attorney on the line, and she's going to have to fire him in order to get the jurisdictional argument heard. And without jurisdiction, they can't do anything. But because they have the long, cold steel barrel of a gun, they're taking authority over these children. And it's crazy. They're a bunch of tyrants and thieves, from what I see. I've been fighting this thing for 21 years. And I put together a group called the Families at Risk Group. And so I advise people all the time how to deal with this here. But 90% of the time, before you actually get to work the case right, the parents, they get intimidated and they give up, and they don't follow through in the case.
How can we get in touch with you at Families at Risk?
You can go on Facebook, Families at Risk USA Support Team. That'll get you started. I have like 12 to 13 different groups. And the thing of it is, do you understand mob action?
No, I don't. What is that?
That's consistent of all the state players taking action against you under a long, cold steel barrel of a gun.
Well, I understand that, generally judges and social workers are backed up by police authority or sheriffs.
Right. So what is fraud upon the court?
It could be many things. it could be a social worker telling.
It's called lying.
Yes.
Okay. And so what is color of law?
Acting with the law, supporting you.
Right. In other words, it looks like law, smells like law, but it's not law. See, if you go in under a court of record action, the judge is wearing the hat of a magistrate, and a magistrate's independent of the tribunal. And so if he's independent of the tribunal, he can't make an order against you or for you. And so if the judge enters in an order, you issue an order to vacate that order. And when you do that, the judge has to step aside. In one case that I helped out in Alabama, we issued 6 orders, and on the 7th order, we issued an order to vacate all the judge's orders, and we issued an order for her to recuse herself, and she did. And they gave us another case number and a new judge, and I should have stayed with the original case number, but I started entering in under the second case number. A case number is a party invite to their little fun house, which is the courts. A subpoena or a summons is an invite to come to their little fun house. And so once you get that, it's like having a card that you put in a card reader to unlock the door to go in there to talk to the judge. Am I not right?
Basically, you are correct. Let me ask you something, Justice. Have you had success in getting anyone's children back to them in the 21 years you've been doing this?
Yes. Yes.
Can you give us an example of one? We have a few minutes before our next break.
Well, we had mine. That when they came after my kids, I went after them. I don't do business with tyrants and thieves. I don't consent to their orders. And so I was able to win under those circumstances.
And you got your children back?
Yes.
Very good. Would you be willing to perhaps call back or appear on one of our weekday live streams and we can talk about this in depth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you understand what a court of record action is?
No, I don't, sir.
Okay, a court of record action is under common law procedures. And so with a court of record action, the judge is acting as a magistrate and he's independent of the tribunal. And so every time he issues an order, you issue an order to vacate that order. And if it's a good order, then you issue another order granting that.
I'm a little confused, but I do want to hear you out.
Okay, well, well, the thing of it is I've been studying organic law, common law, courts of record for 21 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I got an understanding of it. And if you want to know the real understanding, do a YouTube video for Show Me the Law, number 12, by Bill Thornton.
Okay, Show Me the Law, video 12.
Number 12.
By Bill Thornton.
Right.
Okay, I'll definitely take a look at that and see what's going on. Hey, Justice.
So, a way to communicate, I can send you all kinds of stuff.
Okay. My email is v.davis@vincentwdavis.com.
Yeah, is it on your promo page?
It should be.
Okay, then I'll try to communicate with you.
Very good. Look forward to it. Thank you very much for calling in, and hopefully we can have you back and go more into depth. Thank you, Justice.